CMB News, Weather, and Sports with Brady Holman, Carson Schmidt, and Michael Kirch. I am Brady Holman with the news. And tonight's topic, recent cases of the bird flu in China. Will it reach the U.S., and just exactly how deadly is it? Just recently, multiple cases of the H7N9 strand of the bird flu have arisen in China, and there are 11 confirmed cases and 2 patients have died. There is no evidence as yet of any easy or sustained person-to-person transmission of the strain. And with that, the source of a human infection is still under investigation. Now Carson with the weather. Carson?
Well, Brady, winter is here and in full swing, and it's going to be cold this week, so make sure to bundle up and get ready for yet another deep freeze. To start out our weather tonight, I'm going to jump straight into some state weather. In Superior, it's partly cloudy with a high of 8 and a low of -8. In Hurley, we have a high of 4 and a low of -10, with some snow that will accumulate to about an inch. In Phillips, it's partly cloudy with a high of 8 and a low of -11. In Rhinelander, it's cloudy with a high of 5 and a low of -11. In Hudson, it's partly cloudy with a high of 11 and a low of -2. In Eau Claire, it's mostly cloudy with a high of 14 and a low of -3. In Wausau, it's cloudy with a high of 11 and a low of -9. In Stevens Point, it's partly cloudy with a high of 13 and a low of -8. In La Crosse, it's mostly cloudy with a high of 16 and a low of -6. In Green Bay, it's cloudy with a high of 12 and a low of -5. In Madison, it's partly cloudy with a high of 19 and a low of -3. In Milwaukee, it's mostly cloudy with a high of 20 and a low of -3. And finally, in Kenosha, it's partly cloudy with a high of 21 and a low of 0. And now for the CMBA News 7-day forecast for Park Falls, Wisconsin. On Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 19 and a low of -3, with some 10 to 15 mile per hour winds coming from and some 20% chance of precipitation. On Monday, it's going to be cloudy with some freezing temperatures with a high of 7 and a low of -10, with some 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and a 10% chance of precipitation. On Tuesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with some freezing temperatures with a high of 1 and a low of -13. We'll be having some 10 to 15 mile per hour winds and a 10% chance of precipitation. On Wednesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with some more freezing temperatures with a high of 4 and a low of -10. We're having some 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and a 20% chance of precipitation. On Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy with some scattered snow showers and a high of 10 and a low of -2. We're going to be having some speeding up winds from 15 to 25 miles per hour and a 30% chance of precipitation. On Friday, it's going to be cloudy with some snow showers that will reduce down to a few flurries with a high of 9 and a low of -3, and that snow will accumulate to about an inch. We'll be having some 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and a 40% chance of precipitation. And finally on Saturday, it's going to be cloudy with some snow showers that will reduce again down to a few flurries and about an inch of snow. We're going to be having a high of 6 and a low of -14, making it the coldest of the week. We're going to have some 10 to 15 mile per hour winds and a 40% chance of precipitation. Once again, it's going to be cold, so make sure to bundle up and stay inside as much as you can. And now back to Brady with some more news.
Thank you, Carson. In Carson City, Nevada, an 88-year-old man, William Dresser, entered the Carson City Hospital, and when he entered the 3rd floor, Dresser shot his wife in the chest and critically injured her. Dresser told the deputy that after his wife had become paralyzed, he came to the hospital with a gun and 4 bullets. Dresser said that 2 were for his wife and 2 were for him. Dresser also said that he did not want his wife to have to live with her condition. Also, in Wisconsin, the Wisconsin correction officials are saying that Robin Gavinsky does not deserve his plea of $67,000 for being mistakenly kept in prison for more than a year after his release date. Now off to you, Michael, with sports.
Now to world sports news. The Olympics competition is starting soon on February 6, 2014 in Sochi, Russia. Some of the people off the U.S. Olympic team are Nick Gieper, slopestyle Gieper, who hails from the Mecca of skiing, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, is making his Olympic debut in the new slopestyle discipline. The 20-year-old earned his spot by winning the Iron Mountain Championships in Breckenridge, Colorado, and placing second at the U.S. Grand Prix event at Copper Mountain, also in Colorado. Gus Kennyworthy, a halfpipe and slopestyle, born in London, England. Gus Kennyworthy moved to Telluride, Colorado, and is now part of the U.S. Olympic freestyle skiing team. Qualifying for the slopestyle event debut in Sochi, Kenworthy qualified for Sochi by coming in third at Breckenridge Grand Prix and second at the final selection event in Park City. And now on to country sports. NBA's leading rookies are Michael Carter-Williams, playing for the Philadelphia 76ers, position point guard. Next we have Victor Oladipo, playing for Orlando Magic. Another one is Trey Burke, playing for Utah Jazz. Next we have Nate Walters, playing for the Milwaukee Bucks, and his position is point guard. Last but not least, we have Mason Plumlee, playing for the Brooklyn Nets. The position is power forward, and the Super Bowl is coming up with the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. The Wisconsin Badgers basketball has been on a winning streak, but now 2 losses in a row. So far, only Indiana and Michigan can beat them. Now their season record is 16-2. Now with the local sports news. The Shawamigan/Phillips Seals hockey team has traveled to and lost 2-0 to the Rhinelander Roadrunners on Thursday, January 16th. And also the Shawamigan Screaming Eagles boys basketball team fell to 2 of the top-ranked teams in the state last week. On Tuesday, January 16th, they traveled to Washburn, where they were defeated by the Castle Guards 90-57. And then on Thursday, January 16th, they lost to the Marathon Raiders 72-39. LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are running for NBA King. According to the stats, I predict that LeBron James will take the crown. Now to you, Brady.
Thank you, Michael. Today in our hometown, Price County, last October 2013, 2 Phillips High School musicians participated in the Wisconsin Music Honors Concert at the Overture Center in Madison. The concerts had been televisioned at various times on public television the last couple of months, with their final broadcast set for Saturday, January 25th, 2014 at noon. Also, the Glidden Middle School Band had been selected to play at the National Band Association on January 17th because of all their talent and hard work.
And that wraps it up for CMBA News. Thank you for watching.